Hi, everyone. My name is Marcy Klein, Development Director for the Prem Rawat Foundation. Welcome to this webinar and the launch of the Foundation's first major fundraising appeal of 2024, named Expanding Hope. Expanding Hope is the perfect description of what you do when supporting this exceptional foundation. At a time when many in the world are enmeshed in conflict, fear the future, and feel hopeless, your contributions to the Prem Rawat Foundation help give Prem Rawat a powerful platform to inspire courage and new beginnings through the Peace Education Program, Food for People, events, and other outreach that transforms lives across the globe. The fundraising goal we have set for Expanding Hope is to raise $200,000 by June 30th. During the month of June, please stay tuned to your email inbox for more updates on the appeal and new videos highlighting how your generosity makes a difference. You can double your impact. Matching funds of $72,500 are available, doubling any donations you make up to that amount. Donate now or at any time throughout this webinar by clicking the link in the chat. You can also donate at tprf.org. Today's webinar focuses on how your support touches hearts through the Peace Education Program. The program continues to reach more people in high schools and universities, empowering youth with the tools they need to chart fulfilling lives. And the Peace Education Program is also continuing to expand in correctional facilities, offering incarcerated people, guards, and others the opportunity to reflect on their choices and to heal their hearts. Our special guest today, Billa Nanra, knows firsthand how your support is helping bring hope to people in the most desperate of circumstances. While recovering from addiction and while incarcerated in Leeds Prison in England, Billa completely turned his life around. Today, he's happy to share some of his journey with us, a journey that now sees him facilitating the program for others in prison and receiving the honor of being invited to speak about his experience at the prestigious World Congress on Probation and Parole at The Hague in the Netherlands. From my heart to each of yours, I extend gratitude to you for making a positive impact. Billa, a warm welcome to the webinar. Congratulations for your inspiring work. Thank you for being here to share your perspective and to introduce the video of Prem Rawat visiting you and the Peace Education Program participants at Leeds. Now we'll hear from Billa.
Thank you, Marcy, for the introductions, and thank you, TPRF, for inviting me today. And a big shout out to Prem Rawat and all the TPRF donors that have made the Peace Education Program possible, as I am directly a participant from your generous donations. So it's really humbling, inspiring to share a few highlights of my story. So before I came across the Peace Education Program in 2018, I had a good upbringing, two working class family members at the home, went to Cub Scouts, had a good upbringing, but still things were missing. I didn't deal with my emotions properly. I was making poor choices. And to be fair, I was a selfish person, really, at that time, to tell you the truth. And that led to a spiraling out of control 23-year heroin addiction. I got married, divorced. I had good jobs. I lost all them. My mental health wasn't good. My family, they looked at me in, disappointment. There was I guess, disgusted in my behavior. And all this bubbling in the pot led me going to prison after I was dealing for the last 5 years, to basically support my own heroin use. And whilst in prison, I felt liberated coming to prison because I'd had enough. I didn't know what I wanted to change or how, but I knew I wanted to change. And within 6 weeks, I came across my first peace education program, stood in the medication line. I seen a poster and I put an application. And 2 weeks later, I'm at my first session. An officer took me, Officer Mark, he won't mind me saying, he took me to my first session. And there's something that he said that I'd always remember, was that you're not bad people. You've just made bad choices. And for me to hear that from an officer, uh, did give me some hope. As we're talking about expanding hope, it started right there for me. Just that little seed was dropped in, and all I had to do was just water it and feed it, give it some sunlight when I could, and just I remember going to my first session, and it was the 25,550 days video, which still to this day has a profound effect on me because after I worked out my age and how many days I was left with, and ultimately realizing it doesn't matter, it comes down to what you actually do with each one of these days. And I've kept that as my mantra to move forward. And participating in the peace education program, or the nuggets that Prem gives you, some real life lessons that you already know within yourself, but you forget. And this is the beauty of Prem's message for me, because he's just telling you things that you should already know. And I try to practice these things each day. The stories like feeding the good wolf. When I have a sticky situation or things are not going right for me, I think to myself, right, feed the good wolf. And automatically things do get better. Uh, it's to hear the actual expressions from the other participants. Because for me, the peace education program, of course, Prem's amazing and awesome, but the reflections from the guys that's the crux for me. That's the substance why I do what I do, to share this moment with these guys, and that people reconnecting with family. There was one guy reading stories to his young daughter, like the two ant story, and the pot with the hole. They actually did drawings with it, like the book. So that was really great to hear, and the respect they had as well. These are hardened criminals, so they was able to come in a safe environment, safe space, and invest in themselves. So I kept all that up until I was released in 2020. And with the volunteers, I went back in to co-facilitate the peace education program in start of 2019. We started on one wing, and that rapidly grew to all 6 wings. And this is like an old Victorian prison, which like proper dark and dingy, nothing works, as you could imagine. But the guys found some peace like I did inside. And I was very humbled that I was able to go back and represent the peace education program. Even though I was co-facilitating, I'm always a participant as well. So, it's always a win for me. Uh, so that growing up to 6 wings, we couldn't find rooms fast enough. We really couldn't. Uh, in the video that you'll see now, um, probably about 80 people. We could have fit in more people in there. It's like the classes that we have. We have lines of people waiting outside to come in. That's how much of word of mouth from the prisoners, the buzz around the prison came. And there was an idea whilst we were at the point they were thinking, okay, we're ready to, I think, maybe invite Prem, because you know me, I've been trying to invite Prem since 2018, and I think we was ready. And we put a whole picture book together and an invitation, and a couple of weeks later, we had confirmation that Prem was actually coming to Leeds. You know, I still can't even believe it now. I've watched the videos a few times, and it's like a dream, but a bit more than that. So Prem came. We packed out the whole multi-faith area. It had about 100 people in total because there was like about 20 officers for security reasons. It's a prison after all. And Prem just came in, and you could hear a pin drop. And, you know, these are boisterous lads. You should see them in the class. You know, they're not shy. But when Prem came in with just like calm down, and you could hear a pin drop. And I was actually humbled that I could actually present on stage and invite him up as well and share the stage as well. Something I would never forget. And, you know, I'm still shining from it to this day and always will do. He really able to compassionately relate with the prisoners, you know, and they were hanging on his every word. And it was a great event, as you guys will see. So just moving after that, as you guys or may not know, prison is a revolving door. And, you know, I felt bad for these guys coming in and out of prison. So I had the idea to do a peace education program for the ex-offenders once a week. And I've been doing that since December, just to give the guys some continuity into the community, because it is hard out there. These guys are struggling. So I will just try to do my little bit to help out these guys. And we've been having some great successes, and it's still early. So the project, we'll see how that goes in the future. And just recently, I was invited to go to The Hague in the Netherlands at the World Congress on Probation and Parole, invited again by TPRF to be a representative for Prem and the Peace Education Program. A very proud moment, mixing with, you know, heads of probation, heads of countries as well. There were, and I was a little bit out of my depth. I will admit that, but I just wanted to keep pushing myself and enjoy the experience. And before going up on stage, I was super nervous. I always am. Even doing this, I am. And I remember what Prem said. He says, just be yourself. You know, I've managed to speak in front of Prem, so not a problem. Just be yourself and enjoy it. And I just ran with it. And that's what I tried to do. So I will leave it at that. So thank you for this opportunity, because for the last 3 years coming out of prison, my life has been awesome. Really has. You know, my number one currency is happiness, and I've got a heart full of joy. I really have, and this is down to you guys as well. So, and then when I'm in a position, I'll be able to help the next guys come in as well. So, sincerely, thank you for everything that you do, especially from me, because you have made a real world difference. So enjoy the rest of the webinar.
First of all, thanks everyone for coming today. I think this is a fantastic event for us to hold, and actually to have a great guest here today as well to speak to you, I think is a fantastic event. So thank you for coming. A special thanks to you as well, Pret, for joining us this afternoon. Obviously the founder and the creator of the Peace Education Programme, and also for taking the trouble to come all the way to Leeds. So this is the first visit that you've had in a prison in England. So again, Leeds is setting the standards for everybody else in the UK today. So welcome to Leeds, and I hope you enjoy the visit. Thank you. So as you're aware, the Peace Programme, or PEP as it's now known in the establishment, it is a worldwide range of settings, and it's being used now in 12 prisons in the UK. And I think I didn't realise it's 6 years that we've been doing it, which is fantastic. That's a long time. Since pre-COVID last year, more than 300 prisoners at Leeds have attended it. So I think that's a fantastic result and some great engagement. And I hope that's making a difference to some of you guys out there as well. As you're aware, everything that we do at Leeds, rehabilitation is at the heart of what we do. That's about giving you chances and opportunities for when you do go back into community. And I think the Peace course has played an important part in that, for offering you the opportunity to look within yourselves and, whilst you're here with us, and to develop the ability to write your own story around your future. So when we do anything within prisons that lead to outcomes for you, we have to go through a process, and that process involves our psychologists who will say what are the benefits, what are the risks, and is it going to have a positive output for you as a citizen. And we did that for the Peace Project, and I'm just going to quote some of the things that were concluded as part of that review that made this so important that we thought we need to do this at Leeds. So the PEP improved prisoners' perceptions of their mental health and emotional well-being. PEP improved prisoners' self-awareness. PEP provided prisoners with some tools for change. In doing so, conflicts appear to have been reduced. Empathy and understanding have increased, and positive coping strategies are being implemented. So there's some real positive outcomes there that you might not have had the necessary thoughts or processes to think how you could achieve some of that. But it's quite clear from what the Peace Programme's done and how you've engaged with that it's had improvements for yourselves and us as a Leeds community as well. So well done for taking part in that and wanting to make a difference and a change. Thanks everyone, enjoy the afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, and unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I've got a little bit of script because I had to script it, make sure I didn't go into limericks and jokes and things and keep it short, so I hope you don't mind me rattling on. I first became involved in the Peace Education Programme in 2018. I was asked to assist in its rollout and introduction into the main prison. It was being run on F-Wing, it was proved successful in 2017, so they wanted to roll it out gradually around all the other wings. F-Wing had been a trial and had been very successful. So I had to find a location somewhere to actually deliver it, and began advertising it and getting around and getting talking to people. Now, I've been in the prison service 36 years. I know I don't look old enough, but I have. I have been involved directly in delivering accredited behaviour programmes and offender behaviour programmes and all sorts of interventions. And I personally believe that the Peace Education Programme is one of the most effective things that Leeds Prison delivers. In fact, what the UK Prison Service delivers now. Having had no knowledge or understanding of the programme, I chose to spend a little bit of time in the classroom, so to speak, to get an angle on it. What struck me immediately is that it certainly isn't really a classroom. Although the room was formally laid out and it was relaxed, it was friendly and well ordered. There was a sense of equality and calmness in the programme. There was no pressure on the participants, just a requirement to sit quietly and watch TV and have a coffee and some biscuits in the break. After watching TV, the group were offered to give their thoughts on what they'd seen. They didn't have to, but they could then listen to their peer group giving theirs. They were given a pen to keep and a workbook to make notes if they chose. The choice was theirs. This was the key. The choice was theirs. Over the course of the coming sessions, I saw that what we may describe as difficult, problematic prisoners who were located on what we call basic regime for their behaviour changed to thoughtful, calm individuals who were reflective and polite. I myself was going through quite a difficult personal period in my own life, and I found PEP extremely helpful to me too, while I was sat there. The group has now rolled out throughout the prison, and we hope it expands even further and more people get involved. It gives Leeds and myself and Kerry, great pleasure in welcoming Prem to Leeds. Thank you for coming.
For those of you that know me, I am not one for speaking in public. I actually hate it, so you might be able to tell in my voice. Sometimes it might go a bit croaky. But I wanted to be involved in this because, as Dave says from the beginning, it's something that we truly believe in. So I took it on post-COVID, so about 18 months, 2 years ago, when I was the manager on B-Wing. We got a small group of lads together. There was only about 9 or 10 to start with. And to try and build on that, we got my team, my staff, together, and we gave a little bit of a training session. So Tony and Carolyn came in, they went through very brief bits of what the PEP is about to kind of bring the staff on board. That way they could then go back onto the wing and sell it to the wing. We then ended up having to turn people away because we didn't have enough room within the classroom to hold the people on. So I think from that, what it was originally, to then coming back post-COVID, to having 9 of you guys in a room, to it now being extended across the whole jail, is absolutely brilliant. And I, for one, am really, really happy. One, that we are doing it all over, and 2, that you're here, Prem. It's an absolute honour to be involved. Thank you very much. What I'll do now is, some of you may know him from your sessions, but Bill is here. Obviously, those who do know him, he's an ex-prisoner. He is a success story, so I'm going to hand over the reins to him now.
I'm just going to take a moment, just appreciate, as we learn, just breathe, appreciate. It's great to see you all here today. So hello, good afternoon, and a warm welcome to you all today. Wow, amazing. Such an honour today to be hosting Prem Rawat today in HMP Leeds. My name is Billa, or as I was a prisoner, A5052EF, a prison number that I'll never forget. Now, I'm not just a number, I'm a name. And I just keep feeding that seed of positivity and feeding the good wolf. So I feel very humbled, privileged and honoured to be here, stood up in front of you all here today. It's been since 2018, been a prisoner here, and to now it's just being here with you guys, really good. So anyway, it's never lost on myself that I was a prisoner just like you guys, sat in the same seats you were sat in, eating the same food, living in the same cells, and now to be able to come in 3 times a week, doing 6 sessions with you guys, and we have some really great sessions from all you guys. I was a prisoner just like you guys, but now, because I've turned my life around and continue to do so each day, that I come in and learn from you guys, coming to see you guys all the time, it inspires me. So back in 2018, I wasn't in a really good place. I was a heroin addict for 20 years. I got divorced. I was homeless. I started dealing to facilitate my own use. And eventually that led a all expenses paid trip to HMP Leeds, where I was on C-Wing, and they used to call it Beirut for obvious reasons. And whilst in the methadone queue, I saw the PEP poster. It was all tattered because people had been ripping at it and everything. And I saw words like peace, appreciation, dignity, inner strength, self-awareness, hope, contentment, understanding, clarity. And I thought, wow, I'll have a bit of that. So I whacked in an application form, and 2 weeks later, I'd actually had Officer Mac knocking on my cell saying, Nanra. I got scared. I thought, what have I done? You know what I mean? As you would do, screw an officer coming to your door. And then I got taken to my first Peace Education Programme. And I'll never forget it to this day, as many of you guys know. It was the video, 25,550 days. Had such a profound effect on me. After that session, I went back to my pad, wrote on the wall 25,550 days. I worked out my age. I won't tell you, because I've got good Indian genes, so I still look young, so you wouldn't believe me if I told you how many days and what my expected sentence was. And I was left with, I think it was just over 10,000 days. And I thought, rah, I need to start getting busy now, today, this second. I was coming off the methadone at the time, so my emotions were all over. But I remember reducing off the methadone, and I used the PEP sessions each week. I think the next one was inner strength, and I used your simple message, Prem, to help me each week. And I think the next week's session was, obviously I'm not going to say it as good as you, Prem, but you said, yesterday you can't do anything about, it's gone, maybe possibly learn from it. Tomorrow, that's not even promised, but what counts is being in the moment today, and that's where you can shape and experience life, even in prison. So I took that as like my mantra to just keep pushing every day, and to where I was off the methadone. I was a mentor. I was the Peace Education Programme representative. I even started facilitating helping the volunteers, which is really quite a journey. As you can see, I'm like sweating buckets up here, so, you know. But I'm going to persevere because I'm going to enjoy it, because it's not every day I get a chance to do this, so thank you so much. Not finished. So, what has been really inspiring to me and the volunteers is you guys, because without you guys, this wouldn't be happening. As you all know, the reflections and the comments and the group discussions that we have, something magic happens in them sessions. Hence, an invite was sent to Prem Rawat, and he's actually here today. So, you know, thank you to all you guys. I want to give a big shout out to the officers. Without Officer Mac bringing me to that first session, and to Kerry Redfern believing in us and being a great advocate of peace, we wouldn't be where we are. And last but not least, where are you, my beautiful volunteers? Without these guys, this whole thing wouldn't be happening. So a lot of love to you guys, all you guys. You know, it's not just me transformed, all you guys as well. So, yeah. I just got a couple of stats for you, because, you know, I like my stats. So, over the past year, we've done 152 sessions with 358 participants this week. So, you know, well done, guys. And as the Governor, Matt Scott, did mention that this is the first UK prison that Prem Rawat has actually visited. We are actually in 12 prisons in UK, and worldwide we're 775 prisons around the world. So hopefully, you know, we can represent here and keep doing what we're doing. And yeah, going out of prison, just doing the right word. You know how we are in the sessions. We like to keep it real. You know, it's at the end of the day, I can't live your lives. I got to live my life. But what the Peace Education Programme and Prem's simple message can empower you guys to live your own lives and, you know, live consciously. Feed the good wolf, as the T-shirt says. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Prem coming up. And so if you would all join me in welcoming Prem Rawat to the stage, that'd be great.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I hope you're all well under the circumstances that you are in a prison. But I'm here to tell you something. In my own experience, you, as a human being on the face of this earth, whatever plan you have, whatever ideas of life you have, there is one small problem. Because if we could live forever, I mean truly just live forever, chalk this up for an experience. But we're not going to live forever. This is the biggest problem. We don't understand the implications of this. That whatever you do matters. Whatever you think matters. Because sooner or later, whatever is going on here is going to change itself into actions. You have a strength. The strength maybe you have used for other things, to intimidate other people. But now the time has come to use that strength for your own good. For you. All the resources of understanding, of clarity, of togetherness, you have to learn to use for you. Why? Because you don't get to live forever. Sooner or later, the way it is. I don't know if you know the symbol for off is a 0. And for on, it's a line like this. And then another 0. That's your life. Off, you were off. God knows where you were, who you were. You weren't on. And now you are alive, you are on. And one day, you're going to go off again. It's going to be off. Off, on, off. Your mission, if you want to accept this challenge of life, is to make the sum of being alive greater than the sum of being off. Can it be done? Who knows where you were, what you were? Were you an eggplant? Were you a tomato? Were you a cucumber? Who knows? And who knows what you are going to be after you're gone? Are you going to be a flower? Are you going to be a butterfly? Are you going to be a cucumber? Are you going to be a dust? Pretty profound, isn't it? They say dust to dust. Is that what we are? So if we are dust, this dust can think. This dust can talk. And certainly this dust can feel. This dust can understand. What do you? Not the world. I'm not talking about the world. What do you as a human being, yes, human being, what do you understand about yourself? Not about other people. Not about the good and the bad. What do you understand about yourself? You. What are you capable of? Do you know that you are capable of feeling peace? Let me tell you what you're capable of. There is a law of nature. This law has existed as far back, I think, as creation. And you know what this law is? It's really neat. It's a very simple thing. You know what it is? An unlit candle cannot light a lit candle, but a lit candle can light an unlit candle. Do you know that? Do you know that? No, really, do you know that? Do you know that? No, tell me, do you know that? So, what do you think about that law? Do you think that law is something special or just nothing? What do you think? Talk to me. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Talk to me. That should be everything for you. If you're unlit candle, no worries. Find a lit candle and you too can put out that light. You don't have to sit there and think about all the impossibilities, all the problems that are in your path. You do, don't you? Of how this isn't going to happen and that's not going to happen and that didn't, and the life just dealt you a bad hand and a this and a that and everybody and then and everybody and everybody and everybody and everybody and everybody. Yeah, it's not fair, but there is this law. And the law is that a lit candle can light an unlit candle. And it's not going to put the lit candle out. And now that lit candle is empowered to light another candle. And another candle. And another candle. And another candle. If you go out of this room with nothing else, go out with this. As a human being, this is your possibility. You are a candle. If you're lit, light another candle. If you're unlit, your hope. Find a lit candle and it can light you. And that's hope. Hope in all its glory. Hope in all its power. It's the power of change. It is the fundamental power of change. The difference between a lit candle and an unlit candle is all the change you can possibly imagine. One, that it gives no light, nothing. The other, that it can give light. This is what change is all about. And yes, peace education program can help, but it's not just peace education program. You have to help yourself. Do you know that? You have to help yourself. In the state of Telangana in India, 5 prisons shut down because of peace education program. People weren't coming back, so they shut them down. Is this possible? And if you walk out of here as an unlit candle, do you think you're going to be back here? You are, and you know it. You know it. Only when you take it on yourself. Fill yourself with the goodness that is talked about every single day. Be there for yourself. Every day, every minute, every second that goes by, in which you feel the passion for life, please thank yourself for making it possible for you. Why do I say this? Because it is the little things that are ignored. In a family unit, the morning begins with you're late, eat your toast, your shoes are not on properly. Have you got all your books? Not with great to see you. Who cares about the rest? Truly, who cares about the rest? Our society is falling apart every single day because the adhesive, the cement between the bricks is falling away. Parents don't know their own kids, and kids don't know their own parents. And what do the kids want? Their friends. And guess what? You know what the parents want? Their friends. And that's it. Everybody is chasing friendly friends like a ghost. And there's a big void in humanity. People get mad. People get angry. Will you get angry once you get out there? Yeah, you are. It's not that you're not going to get angry. It's what you're going to do with it. You can take that anger and you can divert it and say, I don't want to be angry again. Or you can say, come and get me. Take me. Which one? The choices that you made got you here. Choices that you make will keep you out of here. Yes, sir. And these are the choices that you have to learn, that have to come from your heart. They have to become second nature to you. Peace education program. You know why it works? You know why it works? Because it is a mirror. And mirror, you get to see yourself. A lot of people look at themselves in the mirror and they go, what is this? It's true. Who am I? Have you not asked that question yet? Who are you? Who asked it? You did. Who has to answer it? You do. And here's the one. You can lie to the world, but it is very difficult to lie to yourself. So how did you answer it? Who are you? Understanding yourself. That's what peace education is all about. To see, to know that those things that you want in your life, you already have them. You were not sent without those things. You always had peace in you. You always had kindness in you. You always had clarity in you. You always had understanding in you. You always had joy in you. You always had empathy in you. But the only thing you didn't know is how to get to it. And now, your opportunity is to learn how to dig those up. Let me tell you a story. There was a guy. He was a simple guy. He came across a piece of land, very small. It had been abandoned. Weeds were growing, everything else. So he went up to the owner and said, you know, this is all the money I have. I want to buy your land. The owner had passed away and the sons were there, and the sons didn't want to have anything to do with the land. They looked at the land, so I see all the weed growing and everything else, and they said, well, this is not much money for the land, but it's at least a little bit of money. You can have it. So he got the land. Every day, he would go out and work really hard. He plucked out all the weeds and planted fruit trees, and he planted all these vegetables, and he would take those and he would sell them, and he would get some money, and slowly and slowly and slowly he became richer and richer and richer and richer. Well, he had more than enough money he needed. He started buying gold. Bought some gold, bought some gold again, bought some gold again, bought some gold again. He got pretty old. He had his children. He took all that gold and he buried it in the land. The day came where he realized he was going to go. So he called his children. And he said to his children, when I go, when I'm gone, when I'm dead, I want you to plow the field. I want you to plow the field. They thought, old man is lost it. What good is it going to be plowing the land? So they said, well, we're going to sell it. And they were fighting amongst each other, and one day a man came, same kind of man, very poor. He had a little bit of money. He said, here, I have a little bit of money, and I would like to buy this land. And they said, well, a little bit of money is better than nothing. Go ahead. They sold the land. And that man who had bought the land, he plowed the field. And when he did, guess what? He found the trunk full of gold. His life changed. You are that piece of land. In you is buried a box full of priceless treasures. All you have to do is plow this field, and you will never be poor again. Your richness would have come from you, not from your circumstances. Not from your circumstances, but come from you. Come from you. And that's the change that has to happen. Don't for a minute think that you are not fortunate. So far, the coming and going of this breath is happening into you. You are just as fortunate as I am, as anybody else in this world. And it's up to you to plow the field and discover your riches. Your riches. See, this is the beauty of what we're talking about. We're not talking about discovering somebody else's treasure. We're not talking about winning a lottery. We're not talking about this and that. We're talking about you as a human being. You are not off, you're on. Don't act as if you're being turned off. You're not. You are on. So far you're alive, you are on. And understand that gratitude every day. Be thankful. Be thankful for being alive. You don't have to be thankful for your circumstances, but be thankful for being alive. You know, you look at this prison. What is it made out of? Cement blocks, metal, plaster, paint, bricks, stone. Did you know that's what all the buildings out there is made out of? So why is it so bad here? You know why? Right here. It's bad here. It's bad here. What happens? What happens when we turn off from our appreciation of what really is happening, and we forget that you as a candle has the possibility of lighting another candle, and if you are an unlit candle, another lit candle can light you. You hold the key. You hold the key to the betterment of your life. You hold the key to make everything complete in your existence. That's what Peace Education program for you should be. That's what life should be. You should be lit. You should be the instigator of that change that brings kindness, joy. Something. You know, people look for peace in this world. I started a long time ago talking about peace. I was 4 years old. So I've traveled the world many, many, many times. I've talked to a lot of people. People have asked me questions. So what conclusion do you think I have come to? It's a 4-year-old talking about peace. 9 years old, and I started working towards making peace happen. So what after all these years? So in a few months, it's going to be December again, and I'm going to be 66 years old. So what conclusion do you think I have reached? So I'll tell you. I have reached the conclusion that the world doesn't need the peace. Your world needs the peace. Your world needs the peace. Don't try to bring peace in this world. Try to bring peace in your world. That's the real world peace for you. You, as a human being. To do these things that I am talking about, my friends, takes a lot of courage. To actually understand that you are a candle and you have that possibility of being lit takes a lot of courage. To get lit and stay lit takes a lot of courage. But it can be done. I don't know when I will pass this way again. I wish you all the best. All the best. I would love to see your efforts manifest in bringing peace, not only to your world, but to many, many other worlds that exist on the face of this earth. I would. I really, really would. I mean, it makes you unique. You know, somebody who comes out there and then, and I was searching in the mountains for 90 years. I mean, geez, so what? And somebody stands, like we heard from Bilal, he stands here and he goes, I was here. I sat with you. I slept in those cells. Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. And it's powerful to see that he has made a choice. And that choice allows him to come back, but not the same way. And so, yeah, there is a choice. Yeah, there is lighting of the candle that can happen. So I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prem, for that. And I've just got some expressions and some questions from the lads. So I'm just going to read expression, then question, and if you want to answer, you can. Okay. So the first expression is from Danny. And he said, I have taken part in about 12 sessions of the Peace Education Programme. I have helped mentor the course alongside the staff and volunteers. I enjoy every moment of the course. From the first video, wow, was my response. Wow, this Prem has got away with his words and can't half tell a story. But the thing I got most from listening to Prem is him telling you how noisy the world is, and in all the drama, you forget yourself. Prem shows you how to remember you in the most simple and wonderful way. So utmost respect and thank you to Prem and the volunteers. From Danny.
Thank you. Thank you.
And next is a question from Sam. How does it feel when you help people feel their inner peace and knowing you have helped them, people, to better themselves?
It's just like lighting another candle off of you. Double the light, and another candle is lit. And now that candle can go and light another candle. And that candle can light another candle. And my God, before you know, all the darkness in the room starts to flee. Even though the darkness was there for thousands and thousands and thousands, no, indeed millions of years. As soon as the light comes, it vanishes. That is the power. That is the power. That's your real power. It's the goodness in you. The good in you. You know, he wears that shirt, feed the good wolf. The good wolf. The good wolf.
Thank you. An expression from Luke. At the moment, I've only done a few sessions. Already it has helped me in numerous ways. In the way I think and live my life, especially to live life to my fullest and deal with situations in a calm manner. It's helped me with my recovery from drugs too. Prem Rawat explains things in a different way to how I've always looked at life. I really love going to the Peace Education Programme each week. I really look forward to it. It's inspiring me. I love the way it's presented, and I continue to use this course in my daily life.
Great, wonderful. I just really hope that you remember this Peace Education Program when you get out. And there's going to be days when you're going to get challenged, and the world's going to wonder, and you're going to be put to the test. Just remember. Remember your power. Remember your force. Remember your strength. This is what you will need.
Thank you. And this is a question from Ashley. Is inner peace different for everyone, or is it the same? What is Prem Rawat's inner peace?
It's the same light, maybe different candles. Some candles are taller, some candles are skinnier, some candles are this way, some candles are green, some candles are blue, some candles are red, some candles are white. But the flame is exactly the same.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. This next expression is from Luke. What I have learned from the Peace Education Programme is how to simplify the meaning of peace, which comes from within me. I now know I have the educational skills to find out what I already have within myself. Thank you, Prem Rawat.
Yes, you're welcome.
And then we have a question from Sean. Can you find peace when you have lived a life of chaos from a young age?
So, if there was a candle that was closed in a box, a dark, dark, dark box, a box that was painted black, and all that box had in it was dark black foam, what do you think would happen if you pulled that candle out of there and lit it? It'll light right up. It doesn't care about the blackness. Your life is like that. It doesn't care about the chaos that you get surrounded by. That potential of rising it above all of it, all of you have. So, let me ask you, if there's a rock that's been underwater for 60,000 years, how long do you think it would take that rock to dry up if you pulled it out of the ocean and brought it and put it outside? Same amount of time as one that's been there for like 1 minute. Because this is the thing. We think all this chaos affects us. And we allow it to feel like, oh yeah, it's affecting us. But there is a part of you that will never get affected. And that's the part that is real. That's the part you need to be in touch with all the time. All the time. Even in the midst of all the chaos, peace dances inside and in the heart of every single human being. And that's how it is. And that's how it has been. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
Thank you. And an expression from Matthew. My name is Matthew and I go to the Peace Programme. Since starting the Peace Programme, I have started to look at the world in a different way. I always saw my life as being half empty. I now look at it as being half full after coming on your course. So I would like to thank you and the volunteers, Prem Rawat.
Yes. Thing is, your life was always full. You just thought it was half empty. You know, we get so knocked by our wishes. Because we sit there, we wish, we daydream, and I wish we had this, and I wish it could be like this, and the world could be like that. And then all of a sudden it's like things are not going our way, and we're like, oh my God, what things aren't going, but that person is over there, and this is going their way, and it's going their way, and it's going their way, and it's going their way. You don't know this, but it's not going anybody's way. It's not. It just looks like it. It's going their way, and it's going their way, and it's going their way, and it's going their way. The truth is, if you can understand who you are. Look, this is what the oracle from Delphi said. Know thyself. Socrates talked about it. Know thyself. Now, why do you suppose he would say, know thyself? Because he wanted to make everybody's life miserable? Why? Know thyself. Why? Because there's something about you that you don't know. Simple. Simple. Simple, right? If somebody comes up to you and says, you need to go look in the mirror, what does that mean? There's something somewhere that needs to be corrected. So when Socrates says, know thyself, there's something about you that you don't know. If you already knew it, would he say, know thyself? No. But you don't know. And if you could know, it would help you. If you knew, your world would change. And it's so real. So real. You know, there's so many people who come, who go through the peace education program, and they understand something about themselves. Their life has changed. Completely changed. Completely changed. I was just in South Africa. There was this lady, she had killed 4 of her own children. And the thing is that she had taken the poison, but the poison wasn't strong enough to kill her. It was strong enough to kill her small children, but not her. She had taken it. She was going to end it all. She ended up in prison and started going through the peace education program. Not 1 second do I say to her what you did was right. And no, absolutely not. But through the peace education program, she began to understand who she was. And she even began to understand that what she had done was incredibly wrong. So, and that's heavy duty, folks, man. That's heavy. I'm sitting across for her. You know, she's crying. I'm crying. And every single person that's in that room, that's all these guys with the cameras and audio and all that, they're all crying. Not 1 single person in that room had a dry eye. So yeah, we go through so much. But we have to remember there's still something incredibly strong inside each one of us, regardless how dark the night is. Your candle burns bright.
Thank you. And a question from Dean. How would I know when I have found peace within myself?
You will. You will. Yeah, you know, peace is not like toothpaste, so you know when it's in your mouth. Peace is not any of those things. Peace is finding home. Peace is coming home. Peace is finding you. Peace is finding that little light that lights up on the shore. And just by looking at it, you know you're safe. And sometimes you are in the middle of the storm, but as soon as you see that light, you know all will be well. Just remember that. All will be well. Peace does that.
Thank you. And the last expression, I've learned how to make better choices, how to cope with understanding other people. Thank you, Prem Rawat. And finally, a question from Ashley. At the moment, I am in recovery here, but when I get released, how can I continue to apply the peace education course into my recovery on the outside?
So, you already know. We just talked about that, right? If you're a lit candle, what can you do? Light another one. Light another one. Peace education program does not ever have to end. There's one right here. He's busy trying to light candles. So, light another candle, light another candle, light another candle. You know, it is just as important to keep people out of here than to get them out of here. You know, they just to keep them out of here, not to have them come here, because that's important. This society is going to tear itself apart. This society has accelerants now. Your social media, your phones, your this, your that. It just accelerates everything, everything. And just tearing itself. In the middle of this world, with all this incredible technology, guess who's fighting? People are fighting with each other. They're trying to destroy each other, use the technology to get under each other's skin. And that's a absolutely pathetic behavior. Absolutely pathetic behavior. And wouldn't be a killer if a bunch of people who spent some time in prison went and gave those people a lecture about peace. Oh man, I wish I could see that. That would just, to me, that would be just incredible, incredible. Because, you know, do you know how many pastors and reverends are involved in peace education program? They tried, and here comes peace education program. They're like, this one works, and we're going to make it happen.
So I just want to say thank you again to Prem Rao and from all the lads.
Wow, that was quite powerful, and that's probably my first experience of PEP, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you, Prem, for doing that today. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I think I get a feeling that you have enjoyed it, all those that have been involved. So I'd just like to say thank you to Dave and Kerry for being involved, and Reducing Reoffending as well, for making this event happen this afternoon. I know there's a lot of work gone into that, and Tony, you and your team of volunteers, and for the continued great work that you do in Leeds as well. But more importantly, I'd like to finally thank Prem for coming along to Leeds. Obviously, you are extremely busy, and I know you do travel a lot around the world, but I think just to spend some time with us at Leeds has been really great for us and important. So, round of applause for pictures with me, Prem.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.